Okay guys, so we're just here today. It's Toby from Computer Zen here. Just going to go through some how-to and IT insights, a little video tutorial we're putting together on how to use a VPN to browse the internet anonymously and securely. So we're just going to get straight into it here and jump into our next slide. Okay, so what we want to talk about is what is a VPN and how does it protect me online? Okay, so what we're going to do is, in a nutshell, we just want to explain what a VPN is, or aka Virtual Private Network. Basically, a VPN allows you to browse the web anonymously by encrypting your web traffic and browsing data, and then you can set it up so it redirects you to another country or location, which secures your private information online. Some of the things that you can do with a VPN, well, there's a bunch of them, but mainly to keep it sort of general, you can use a VPN basically to choose which country you want to browse from. One example is you could be located in, say, Australia, and you can make Google think that you are physically located in the USA. VPNs can also be used for businesses who want to protect their data from hackers via encrypting the data between point to point. For example, you might have a head office in Sydney and they've got a local office in Brisbane. They don't want anybody to be able to hack into that data if they constantly are sending information between the two offices. So a VPN can be used basically for those reasons. And also another one is just for everyday people, like I've mentioned, who want to browse the web anonymously. This takes us to an interesting question: which VPN should I use? So there's many different VPN options available today, but the one that we've tried and tested over the years and found to be the most reliable and secure for us is TorGuard VPN. TorGuard is an inexpensive and robust solution for both Mac, Windows and Linux operating systems and your mobile devices, and we can use these to browse the web in total privacy. Compared to a lot of other VPN providers out there, these guys really do deliver and have great service and support. One important note which I want to mention is TorGuard also have the all-important feature of not only of not saving your search data logged on their server, which a lot of other VPN companies do. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take you to the TorGuard website and just show you some of the packages and some of the features that they've got there on theirs. It's just got their main splash page here, as you can see. They've got a lot of support and some options. They've got a lot of different options here. So if you have a look across the top bar here, they've got VPN, they've got proxy, email, routers, all good stuff. But for the purposes of this video today, we're just going to browse the anonymous VPN. So if you just want to click on anonymous VPN, we'll go from there. Okay, so basically they've got a bunch of different plans here with TorGuard. They've got these are all in US dollars also, just want to mention that. So if we have a bit of a look, I'm not going to dig into all the tech side of things, but basically if you sign up to one of these plans, you will get the ultimate protection online. So some people want to try it out for a month, just to make sure it's okay. I personally know it's a great solution, so I normally just get the yearly package for $59 a year, or you might want to jump into a 6-month package or a quarterly package for 3 months. So what you do is you basically just come down here, you go, okay, you click on buy VPN on whichever package that you want to go with. From there, they'll get you to basically sign up. You put your credit card details in and purchase that software or that license. What will then happen is TorGuard will then send an email to the email address you provide, which will contain the download link to that specific software, and then we can go about installing it. So we've already got an account with these guys, so we're not going to go through all that side of things. We'll leave that up to you guys, as it's pretty straightforward. So what we've done today is we're going to show you how to install the actual the TorGuard application on your PC for this one. Pretty much a similar sort of thing for Mac, but for simplicity's sake, we've just copied the actual TorGuard application here to our desktop. So basically you're going to have a little TorGuard icon here, so it's pretty straightforward. This may be in your downloads folder, which is where most of your downloads are going to go if you use a Mac or a PC, but you may have it in another location. Depends on how you've got your computer set up. But okay, we're going to double click on this. We're going to run it. Okay, so we're going to click on the I agree button here. Literally, there's nothing much else to click on, so we go next. And we're going to leave the destination folder here and click on next, or install, sorry. Once that's done, you can click on next, and we'll just leave it, create the shortcut here. So that's fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a little icon on our desktop. It may be, some people may find this, in here on this side under Tour Guide, but we've got an icon on our desktop, so we're going to go with that. Okay, so before we get started with Tour Guide, what I'm going to do is we're actually going to show you something here just to show you how sort of the internet tracks you online via your IP address. Your IP address is basically a unique identifier for every single device that connects to the internet, which basically can be tracked back to your provider, which can give you details such as your internet provider, the country you're searching, even the city that you're searching from. So a lot of personal data there which you may or may not want to be sharing with the world. So we'll just show you something here just for example. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to show you basically how your IP address is viewable on the internet, or how service providers can view this information. So we're just going to fire up Chrome here, and we're going to just do a what's my IP address. I'm just going to Google search that because I don't remember the exact. Okay, so whatmyipaddress.com, of course it is. Alright, so if we fire this up, okay, see how if we look through here, if we go down the screen, my IP address is this number here. So this is my unique identifier for this particular computer through the internet basically, which can be tracked. And also we're saying that we're in New South Wales, in Australia, in Sydney. So basically that's just showing us that this is the kind of information. This is only just a small amount of information they can gather. This is just me showing you for the purposes of this this sort of presentation. So okay, we've basically got an IP address of this. Now what I'm going to show you next is once we run Tour Guide, how we actually can mask and change our country location and a whole bunch of other stuff which keeps us safe online. So I'm just going to bunch back to the desktop now. Okay, so what I'm going to show you guys now is how we run Tour Guide, and it will change our actual IP address and all these other good things. So just bear with me, we'll just fire up Tour Guide. Okay, so what we can do, this is the Tour Guide main screen here. So what we've got here is a bunch of different countries that we can explore through. I'm not going to go too much into all the inner workings of this. This is just for the demonstration. So say for example, I don't know, we're going to just show you, for now we're going to browse through Vancouver. So what we can do now is we click on Canada, Vancouver, right? So what this will do is it'll now forward all of our traffic from Australia through to the server in Vancouver, and it will basically trick everyone into believing that we're from Vancouver. Now these protocols here, don't worry too much about UDP and TCP and that kind of thing. They basically do all the same kind of stuff for the purpose of this exercise. You can click down on here on the cipher. Now this is actually the strength of your encryption, so you want it to be as high as possible. So I usually will select 256-bit, which is a strong grade of encryption, very hard to break, almost impossible basically. So what we do is now we click on connect. So what we come up with now is we've got the username and password screen. So these will be the details that you've set up when you signed up for your Tour Guide account originally. So I'm just going to type this in here. It will get blurred out because for security reasons, because I'm putting my personal VPN account into here. So you just put in your username, which is usually your email address, and then we put our password, and then you click on login. If you do this successfully, you'll then see the screen here authorizing under the status. What will happen now is it'll now connect and assign an IP, a different IP to your actual computer. So see now here we've got connected to Vancouver, local IP 10.24.0.6, and we've got a remote IP of 162.221.201.36. Now we'll minimize this. Now what I'll do is I'll just take you back to what is my IP address. Now see here we've got our old 119 address in here showing that we're in Sydney. If I just do a screen refresh, usually a control F5, you might do it other ways. If I do a screen refresh on this, we should now see, okay, so as far as Google is concerned and the ISP is concerned, we're now in British Columbia in Vancouver with our IP address the same as what was listed. So we can basically just browse in peace now. So if we just browse through here, we can look up whatever website we pretty well want, and we should be browsing safely. So that's really awesome and a really great feature of the software. Okay, so we've gone across what is a VPN, how does it protect me. We've gone through what VPN should I use. We've also gone through how do I install and configure Tour Guide, which I've just showed you before, and we've gone through the IP addressing before and after using Tour Guide. Okay, so this brings us to the conclusion of our tutorial today. Basically, look, if you have any assistance or you have any questions, feel free to let us know. We hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. And if you want to learn some more on VPNs and some other cool things you can do to them, we've also got some other video tutorials, and these can show you, where to access things like American Netflix from any country. Also, how to download torrent files anonymously using proxies. So if you've got any questions or feedback on this article, or maybe you'd even like for us to set up and configure a VPN for you if all this is too much, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to send us an email at info@computerzen.com.au or visit our website www.computerzen.com.au. This is Toby Hazlitt, and thanks for watching, and stay safe online.